About 2 months ago, I stopped eating dinner almost every night of the week so that my boyfriend and I could have enough food left over to have lunch the next day, because I personally need to eat more in the middle of the day to be able to accomplish all that I have to do during the day. By dinner time, nighttime, whatever. If I'm hungry, I can just fall asleep through it. It doesn't really matter. This was before we were about to lose our food stamps. Mind you, we both work. I've worked since I was 14 years old. I have a college degree. But because we have children and because aftercare and before care is too expensive, I've taken a job that's basically minimum wage so that I can be there to pick up my kids. And I cannot fathom what we're going to do without that food stamp money, because if I already couldn't eat dinner with that food stamp money. So yeah, I'm glad some of you are happy.
Disgusting, 2 full-time jobs in that household for them, and they're still rationing meals like it's a Depression-era household. This is what they mean when they say the system is working as exactly as designed, to keep people down, middle class, lower class, everyone. Remember, it's not left versus right, it's up versus down.
So about 2 months ago, my body completely shut down. I don't know why. And I couldn't eat, and I could barely drink anything. And during that time, as I was slowly building up eating again, this right here, these are what kept me alive. And I'm a cookie monster. I love cookies, but that's not the reason why. The reason why I would eat this cookie, or try to eat as much of it as I could, is because one of those cookies is 250 calories. Is a cookie considered healthy? Probably not. Maybe it doesn't have, the necessary nutrients. But when you're starving and you are losing 8 pounds in less than a month, you're 97 pounds and you're underweight and you look like this, and you're feeling the effects of being malnourished, you don't care. You can't care. You just have to get in the calories or whatever you can into your body. Now, I do receive food stamps, or also known as CalFresh in California. And the reason why I'm malnourished has nothing to do with not having enough food stamps or money or anything, right? I am in poverty, but still. But I told my story to make a point and for y'all to keep that in mind, okay? The cookies that I just showed you, each pack comes with 10 cookies and it costs $3.99. I eat eggs every single day. And because I can't eat, I've been trying to eat at least 1 scrambled egg. Now, here's the issue. 1 egg has 70 calories, and those are the large ones. This pack of eggs was $6.34. Now, granted, I did get the pastry raised, but let's just say I didn't. Let's just say it cost the same amount as this pack of cookies. This pack of 10-count cookies has 2,500 calories, and this 12-pack of eggs has 840 calories. I would have to eat 3 of these eggs to equal 1 cookie of calories. Now, my issue is that I cannot eat 3 eggs. Like the volume, I can't do it. Now, bear with me, I'm getting to the point, okay? What does this have to do with SNAP and all that stuff? So, at the start of this year, in attempts to make America healthy again, there have been a lot of restrictions with SNAP, EBT, CalFresh, food stamps, whatever your state calls it. They have been restricting the purchase of sodas, sugary beverages, cookies, crackers, candy, chocolate, anything that they deem as junk food. As many of you know, in order to qualify for these programs, you have to be in poverty. So that means that you don't have enough money to feed yourself. That's what these programs have determined, and that's why they allot you a certain amount. The thing is, too, that a lot of these people are also disabled, elderly, or they have kids, and those kids need to eat. And if you grew up in poverty, you knew, especially if you had siblings, you knew there was never enough food to go around. You are doing a lot of activities mentally, physically, emotionally, your body's growing, where you need those calories. And you're probably like, Esmeralda, you're comparing cookies to eggs, which are food, and that's a snack, and okay, hold on. I was literally about to hold up this bunch of bananas, but it crumbled in my hand. Here they are. It literally proved my point because it shows that, one, they don't last that long. So if you're trying to stock up, you can't. Like this, I can keep in the fridge, the freezer, for however long I want. If I get the shelf-stable cookies and crackers, those can be in there a while. When I bought those bananas, though, the bunch, they were 49 cents per pound. And even if I equated it to the price of this, the cookies would still be more calories. Yes, it is important to have healthy foods in our diet, but that doesn't really matter when you are constantly malnourished because there is not enough calories in your household. Just because you ban unhealthy foods, it will not make a child and adult healthier. If they barely have any food at home and they're barely making it by, and yes, maybe now they can have a banana, maybe now they can have some more potassium in their diet, but if they are not eating enough calories, they will be malnourished anyways. And if this is about saving tax dollars, these kids growing up malnourished causes so many issues, they're going to be ending up in the doctors. If you really want to make America healthy again, is putting pressure on these corporations to do better with what they put in our food, to make healthy foods more accessible and affordable. Better yet, let's make food free for everybody. Let's just feed people.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something very simple. Food. For many families, food help is not a luxury. It is what helps them get through the month. Some people work every day and still cannot pay for everything. Rent is high, food is high, bills are high. and when they are children at home the cost becomes even harder. I think we need to stop looking at this only as a political fight. People who need food help are not all the same. Some are working, some are old, some are sick, some are have children, some are having a hard time for the short time. And yes, we are maybe people who use the system in the wrong way, but we should not punish every person because of the new few bad cases. There are another things we should remember. You may not need help today, but life can change very fast. We can lose the job, we can get sick, we rent can go up, and suddenly we may need help too. That is why I believed food help should be about people, not hate. Because before we judge someone, we should ask, what is your what was my family? At the end of the day, nobody should be happen to see a children go hungry. We can disagree about the system should work, but helping people eat should never become a reason to hate each other. What do you think? Should food help is protected for people who truly need it? Tell me through in the comments. Let's continue.
I'm just not okay. So the girl Samaria, girl, I don't even fucking know at this point. She put a fit on the same fit that Cardi B had on the commercial. I'm gonna tell her this because I don't think she gets it. If a fit from a smaller person can get on a bigger bill and it still looks good, that means them people did their motherfucking job. That means them people did an excellent job, and they did such a good job that the style is transcending body sizes. I don't think she knew what it did, because the only thing that told me, okay, Old Navy picked a good fit for Cardi B, girl. That still made me think of Old Navy. It still made me think of Old Navy. I was like, okay, that's Old Navy Cardi fit, blah, blah, blah. And they picked a good fit for sister girl. And Samaria, she weared it. It looks cute on her too. I don't think she's doing what she think it's supposed to do, but like the fit looks really, really good on both of y'all. And to be honest, that means Old Navy is size inclusive, because didn't you get that from Old Navy? So you lied. So back to all these people who are saying, no. She is self-centered. She's only care about herself. And like I said, if that lady ever get on that motherfucking shot, I'm telling you now, she is going to be disgusting to y'all. I'm telling you now, I've seen it millions and millions of times. All these people, and I'm not trying to be funny, like it's exclusively big people. It happens to everybody. There is a certain type of big people who do not like being big, and the reason they talk about fat phobia is because they actually only don't like being big. And as soon as they lose a little bit of weight, as soon as they get a little bit of gains, what was that? Fatima? What was it? Not Fatima. Whatever that girl is. She sounded like a fancy soda. Her, remember, she was really, really big, and then she lost all the weight, and then she became really hateful. And they were like, oh no, she's always been hateful. No. She was just hateful and talking shit. She was never hateful to.
Today I want to talk about something that is getting a lot of attention in America right now: food health. Many people are talking about food SNAP, and what could happen the families who depend on this help. And after watching many people speak about their own lives, I honestly think this is not just a political story, this is a human story. Because at the end of the day, we are talking about food, we are talking about parents trying to feed their children, we are talking about older people, we are talking about people with health problem, we are talking about people who work but still do not have enough money left at the end of the month. And that is why I want to share my opinion today. I also want to keep this simple, no big words, no complicated talk, just common sense. One video really stay in my mind. A woman said that she and her boyfriend were working but they were still struggling to buy enough food. She said that she was even skipping dinner sometimes. Think about that for a second. This is not someone says, I do not want to work. She said he is worked since he was very young. She is has a college degree. She has a children. She worked, but because children's care is so expensive, she had to take lower paying job so she could be her kids, and even with all what she still needed food help. That tells us some things important. Sometimes working hard is not enough, and I think many people forget that. People look at someone getting food help and stay. Why do not you just get a job? But what if that people person already has a job? What if they are working 40 hours a week? What if they have children? What if their rent high price? What their car needed gas? And the does not automatically make them lazy. Now I understand they some people are angry about the government programs. I really do. People work too hard and pay tax. They want their money to be used in a good way. They do not want people cheating. They do not want fraud. They do not want wastage. I agree with that. If someone is cheating a system, invite it. If someone is stealing money, stop it. But there is a big difference between the stopping fraud and the taking food away from the people who really need it. That is where I think need to be careful, because when you make a big cut, we can not only hurt that person who is cheating, you may also hurt to child who did nothing wrong. You may hurt an old person, you may hurt a disabled person, you may hurt a working family. That is the part of that is the interesting. Some people are now saying I vote for Donald Trump, but I do not agree this, and I think this is important movement, because voting is not suspend to be about blindly supporting a person. You support to look at what we the person wants to do. Look at the points, look at the result, ask yourself how will affect my family. That question should come before anything else. Not is this person Republican, not if this person Democrat, not do I like this person. This question should be what will the policy actually do, because politicals can be very emotional. Politicals know this. They know how to make people angry. They know how to will make afraid. They can tell us your problem in that group. Maybe this point is immigrant, maybe this point at black Americans, maybe they point are poor people, maybe they point are getting a government help, and people becomes angry. But sometimes while everyone is flooding each other, nobody asks this most important question. They are my life is so expensive. They why this food is so expensive, why is rent so high, why this healthcare is so expensive, why this children's car is so expensive, why this hard to save money. Thus are questions people should be asking, because blaming another person do not make a grocery bill cheaper. Blaming another families do not lower your rent. Blaming immigrants do not pay your medical bill, and fighting with your neighbors does not put food on your table. This is why I think people need to be very careful about political based only on anger. Anger feels powerful and gets you someone the blame. But anger does not solve problem. Good policy does. And this is also why I do not understand people who celebrate who when someone lose food. I have seen people say things like good they should get their job, but what if the person already works what they are working and still poor, what they are raising their children, what there is disability, should their children go hungry? I do not think so. And let me be clear, I am not saying the every government program is perfect. It is not. No system is perfect. There is always be people who try to cheat. There is always be waste. There always be bad. Yes, but should fix the bad parts without the destroy the food part. That is the common sense tells me. If you the car has one broken part, you do not roll the whole car away. You fix this broken part. The same idea apply here. Find the way, stop fraud, and check really need help. Make the system better, but do not forget the real people who depend on it, because sometimes we talk about the number so much we forgot the human behind this number. And maybe tomorrow we could be here. At most importantly, do not let someone confuse is another ordinary Americans. You family getting snap is not your enemy. Is poor working is not your enemy. Your old person needs help is not your enemy. The mother trying to feed her children is not your enemy. We have much bigger problem to deal with. Do you think food help should be protected for the people who truly need it? Or do you think the system needs major cuts and charges? I want to hear your opinion, but please keep the comments respectfully. We can disagree without attacking each other. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share with the someone who might be the decision useful. I will see you the next video. Take care. Bye bye.